Well, the El Nino effect, meteorologists say we haven't really seen the impacts here in North America just yet. But what about a little farther south? That's John's World this week.
Every now and then, farmers glance down to see what's happening below the equator. And by below the equator, I mean Brazil. We have gradually resigned ourselves to Brazil being the top soy exporter, but last year they also took the top spot for corn exports, a tougher fact to swallow. But there's more going on down there. For example, while we have been coping with the effects of the new El Nino, it's going to mess with the 23-24 growing season downstairs as well. The economists provided this helpful chart to predict weather patterns that climate models are currently offering for this area. This map notes wetter, drier, and warmer regions of South America. Maybe there weren't any cooler than average areas, or with the continent straddling the equator, cooler is a relative term with less meaning to us. Anyway, if we've learned anything this year, warmer than average can mean way hotter for way longer. I noticed a couple of curious things. Bolivia is predicted to enjoy both drier and wetter than average conditions during the growing season. Overall, it could be a tough growing season for Brazil, with heat in the south and most of the country possibly drier much of the time. The current strength of the El Nino, coupled with the already record warm ocean temperatures, suggests the headlines will just keep coming from the south. Meanwhile, something weird's going on in the Antarctic. Basically, it's losing ice, whole countries of it, as ice loss divergence from average is compared to Argentina or Texas. I find those analogies unhelpful, merely planting an image of Argentina floating around in the ocean in my head. This year, the sea ice minimum broke the record that had stood since, well, last year. Some of us have been zeroed in on the North Pole since it's all ocean, and Antarctica has been relatively stable as far as ice was concerned, until recently anyway. I have no dramatic conclusions to draw from these maps, but just like the record low temperatures in Australia during their winter, they suggest to me the U.S. Corn Belt was part of the fortunate few places to avoid the most intense weather this growing season. Well, so far.
Thanks, John. Well, a tractor collection that's so good, it's the centerpiece of one museum. That's in Tractor Tales next.